an Oscar winner. R15 million gone. Respiratory failure at 40. No warnings, no goodbyes.
Actor Presley Chweneyagae has died at the age of 40. He was well known for his role in Oscar-winning film Tsotsi back in 2005. That role helped propel the actor to stardom, with South Africa bringing home the first ever Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film.
But what they didn't tell you was what really happened in those final months. What actually happened to Cobrizi?
May 27, 2025. A nation wakes up to devastating news. Presley Chweneyagae, the boy from Mahikeng who gave South Africa its first Oscar,
the Oscar goes to Tsotsi,
is gone at just 40 years old.
The same hands that once held an Academy Award, the same voice that brought David to life in Tsotsi, silenced forever. But in the hours that followed his death, questions began to emerge, questions that would shake the very foundation of how we remember this South African legend. Tonight, we explore the remarkable rise of Presley Chweneyagae and the shadows that followed him to his final days. This is his story. The untold story. Presley Chweneyagae was born on August 19, 1984 in Mahikeng, Northwest Province. Like many young South Africans, he grew up in a world where dreams seemed impossible. But Presley was different. He had a fire in his eyes that couldn't be extinguished. At just 20 years old, with no formal acting training, Presley auditioned for a role that would change South African cinema forever. Director Gavin Hood was looking for someone raw, authentic, someone who could embody the streets of Johannesburg's townships. And then it happened. Tsotsi, 2005. A film about redemption, about humanity found in the darkest places. Presley didn't just act the role of David, he became David. The world watched in awe as this unknown young man from Mahikeng delivered a performance that would earn South Africa its first Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. But Presley's impact went far beyond awards. He became a symbol, a beacon of hope for young South Africans who saw themselves in his journey. From the dusty streets of Mahikeng to the glamorous stages of Hollywood. If Presley could do it, maybe they could too. Years later, he would grace our television screens as Presley Chweneyagae in The River, becoming a household name once again. Then came his own spin-off show, Cobrizi, which premiered just months before his death. He was at the peak of his career with everything to live for. Tuesday morning, May 27, 2025. South Africa woke up to news that would stop the nation in its tracks.
Passing of Presley Chweneyagae, who passed away at the age of 40. We do have my colleague Griselda Lewis, who is standing outside his premises.
The announcement came from his agency, Mourns Lee Associates. It is with great sadness that we confirm the passing of our beloved client and friend, Presley Chweneyagae. The cause of death? Respiratory complications. He died at his home in Pretoria. The entertainment industry was in shock. Fellow actors, directors and fans couldn't believe it. Just days before, Presley had been active on social media, promoting his work, engaging with fans. He appeared healthy, vibrant, full of life. Within hours, tributes poured in from across the globe. The hashtag RIP Presley trended worldwide. From Hollywood celebrities who had worked with him on international projects to local fans who had grown up watching him on their screens, everyone had a story about how Presley had touched their lives. His family, through a spokesperson, described his death as sudden and unexpected. He went to bed as normal on Monday night, they said. By Tuesday morning, he was struggling to breathe. Despite all efforts to save him, he passed away peacefully.
To clarify that there's no any foul play regarding what happened to Presley. Unfortunately, it's what we call natural death. He had some bit of complication related to breathing, and then paramedics were called to come and attend the scene, but unfortunately he did not make it, and there are no any other things that we know other than that. So we want to clarify and put it straight to the nation that it is a natural death.
But for many South Africans, something didn't feel right. How does a healthy 40-year-old man simply disappear? To understand Presley's final years, we need to look beyond the red carpets and award ceremonies. Behind the glamour, storm clouds had been gathering.
December 2022.
A bombshell investigation by ground-up journalist Raymond Joseph exposed a massive scandal involving the National Lotteries Commission. Among the names implicated, Presley Chweneyagae. The allegations were serious. The Special Investigating Unit found that Presley's foundation had received 15 million rands from the National Lotteries Commission.
He's received 15 million rand
for a musical project called Taking Back the Future. But according to investigators, the project never materialized as promised. The SIU discovered that nearly 3 million rand of those funds had been transferred to a company owned by a former NLC chief operating officer. The questions were damning. Where did the money go? What happened to the promised community upliftment projects? Online, the backlash was swift and brutal. Fans who had once idolized Presley now questioned everything. Some called him a fraud. Others defended him, saying he was being targeted because of his success. But the controversies didn't end there. Personal allegations surfaced on social media. Claims about unpaid maintenance, about relationships gone wrong, about a man struggling under the weight of public scrutiny.
Like, after a long time, Presley was around, Mahikeng, that's it.
Can we talk like adults?
You don't even care.
You don't care. The only thing that you care about is
For someone who had once been South Africa's golden boy, the fall from grace was devastating to watch. In his final months, those close to Presley say he was a changed man. The constant legal battles, the online harassment, the pressure of maintaining his public image, it had taken its toll. Yet publicly, he remained defiant. His spin-off show, Cobrizi, launched in March 2025 to critical acclaim. He was working on new projects, making public appearances, seemingly moving forward with his life. He was tired, you know, tired of fighting, tired of explaining himself. He just wanted to focus on his art, on his family, but the pressure, it never stopped. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Here was a man who had played Tsotsi, a character who found redemption despite his past, now fighting for his own redemption in real life. On that fateful Tuesday morning, when Presley began struggling to breathe, his family rushed him to the hospital, but it was too late. The doctors said his respiratory system had simply shut down. Natural causes, they said. No foul play suspected. In death, Presley Chweneyagae found something that had eluded him in his final years: peace. His memorial service was attended by hundreds. Government officials, fellow actors and ordinary South Africans who had been touched by his work. The man who had given us Tsotsi was finally home. Veteran actor John Carney spoke at his funeral. Presley showed us that a boy from anywhere in South Africa could conquer the world. His legacy isn't defined by the controversies. It's defined by the dreams he made possible.
Sizovuka vyenu. Opera Don vaile savuka. Opera Patrick Ndlovu vaile savuka. Pa Patrick Shayu vaile savuka. Mam khona ichumo vaile savuka. Baningi abazovaya. Sizoba grand as long as sibeka uNkulunkulu phambili. Right? As long as sibeka uNkulunkulu phambili, we'll all be okay. A new generation of South African actors spoke about how Presley had inspired them, how seeing someone who looked like them, who came from where they came from, succeed on the world stage had given them permission to dream.
I played Presley Chweneyagae's son on the river. Yeah, I did. Man, I miss him so much. I remember the first time I got the call. It was so hard for the person to tell me, like, yo, bro, like, what the press? I'm like, what's up? It's like, what do you mean? We the guy. It's like, bro, he's dead. I feel like it's so unfair. So much. Because as much as not my father, he's my dad, man.
That's your grandmother.
That man raised me. That man raised me. He took care of me when things got hard.
They remembered his craft, the way he could convey pain with just a look.
kuthi khona nje mina ngithona ukumza nceda sanenzela ukutya guys
Magabas I believe marriage more love at first sight.
The way he brought authenticity to every role. The way he made us believe.
Presley Chweneyagae's story is ultimately a South African story. It's about rising from nothing, achieving everything, and then discovering that success doesn't shield you from life's harsh realities.
For our own country, and I really want to thank everybody here, the SABC, everybody, and to tell my country that I'm happy to meet my president today. Thank you.
Yes, there were controversies. Yes, there were questions that may never be fully answered, but there was also brilliance. There was talent that transcended borders. There was a young man from Mahikeng who dared to dream, and in doing so, taught a nation to dream with him. Today, young actors across South Africa still look to Presley's example. They see Tsotsi and know that their stories matter. They see someone who looked like them holding an Oscar, and they believe that they can too.
The truth is, we may never know exactly what happened in Presley's final years. We may never fully understand the pressures he faced, the battles he fought behind closed doors. But what we do know is this: South African cinema will never be the same because Presley Chweneyagae existed. What do you think? Did the pressures of fame and controversy contribute to Presley's untimely passing, or was this simply a tragic loss of natural causes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this documentary, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more South African true stories.